What is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to show you guys how to backside ollie over a hip. Now this is a real basic trick for skateboarding. It's one of the first things you want to learn if you've got a hip at your local park. I personally found that learning frontside and learning backside, that backside is actually a little bit easier to do, so that's something to bear in mind. It may feel a little bit unnatural at first, but as soon as you start trying it, you'll understand that it feels a lot easier. So I think there's only one thing that you need to be able to do this, and that is to be able to roll and ollie comfortably. The faster the better. That will make it easier for you to understand the physics of it. And it also helps to just be comfortable rolling around the park as well, so that's always something that's going to help out your skating in a park situation like this. Now I think there's two main hacks to getting this right, and it's really straightforward. The first one is that you need to have the right speed to approach this. Now, as a beginner, one of the things that you probably won't realise straight away is that when you throw down or when you push towards this obstacle, as soon as you hit the face of it, you're actually going to slow down and lose a lot of speed. Now, because this is a hip and you need to actually get over that hip, you do need to go a lot faster than you think you need to do. So that's why I was saying you need to have rolling ollies really dialed for this trick. And the second hack as well is the direction that you ollie over the hip. Now, I think a lot of people at first think that you have to kind of turn quite a lot in the air in order to ollie over a hip, but in fact when you're just learning, the easiest thing to do is to go in an exact straight line over the hip. Now I'll put in a little clip here demonstrating of the direction where you need to go and the direction that you shouldn't go. You should definitely follow a straight path, so it's like you're doing a straight line over the hip. This is going to make things so much easier, and then when you land on the other side of the hip, you're going to want to carve after you've landed. So try not to focus too much on turning in the air at first. That's something that can come with time. I think to get the feel of the hip and to work out how to ollie over a hip and ollie from one angle and land in a downwards facing angle, going over it at a straight line is going to really help you out, and it's going to be a lot easier to do as well. So like I mentioned, approach at a decent speed. Now the crucial thing about this trick is that you need to get your weight over that hip, and not only does it need to just go over it and remain in the same place, you actually need to sort of dip the nose of the board a little bit as well, because you're landing on a slope. I think the worst thing you can do with this trick is lean back. That's going to get you in a lot of trouble. You actually need to throw your weight over that hip, and that's going to be the weirdest thing to figure out when you're starting to learn this. It feels quite scary. You're just going to have to put your trust in yourself for this one, because as soon as you throw that weight over the hip, you're almost, I'd probably say 70 to 80% of the way to landing this trick. The last part of it is just keeping your body over the board and stomping it and rolling away. So really focus on that weight, getting it over the hip and slightly dipped so that it's ready for the slope. As I mentioned, I've got a really nice mellow hip here at my local parks. This is great for learning on. If you do only have a huge hip at your park, then start off further down the hip and then work your way to the top of it, where it's a lot more daunting. So one of the most important things to remember about this is you need to stay really relaxed. It's not as scary as it looks, and actually when you roll away from your first one, they feel actually really nice to land. So there's a lot of fun you can have on a hip after you've learnt the ollie. There's all sorts of tricks you can do over them, but getting this ollie down is obviously the first step. So you want a nice good speed on the approach. You're keeping in mind that that line is going to be straight over the hip and not at an angle, and you're making sure that your weight transfers from one side of the hip to the other. If you follow those three things and you can do a rolling ollie, you should be able to do this pretty easily. The last step of it really is just that confidence to throw yourself over it, stick it and roll away. Now I have days where I don't even like doing this. I know it's only a basic trick, but today I decided to do a video about it, so I thought screw it, I'm just going to throw myself over it. And as soon as I got the first one down, which was after about 2 or 3 attempts, I understood completely then what was required, and they just kept flowing after that one. So yeah, this is only a basic trick. It's not really even a trick, it's more of just a way of navigating the park, but it will open you up to different lines and it will give you a bit more flow around the park. Now you can probably see from my park it's very small, but this is kind of right in the middle of the park. So to be able to ollie over these hips is really important for the flow of this park. So that's one of the reasons why I forced myself to learn it. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. If you can roll in ollie comfortably, you should get this quite easily. Just remember those hacks. Approach a little bit faster than you think you need to. Ollie in a straight line when you're learning, and then if you want to do a turn out of it later down the line, you can learn that. Carve when you land instead of trying to do that in the air. And remember to throw your weight over it as well and get your nose dipping very slightly, just so you're ready for that slope on the way back down. So good luck with this one guys, I hope it helps you out. I know that learning stuff at a skate park is really difficult because it's quite an intimidating place for new skaters. I tend to get down to my park very early to practice things and record these videos. I think that's the best time to do it. So good luck learning this one. I'm sure you'll get this one really easily, and it opens you up to so many different things. There's loads of variations on hips, and I'm sure at some point on this channel I will get into some of them. So if this tutorial is helpful to you, please hit the thumbs up. Let me know how you're getting on in the comments below with your backside ollies over the hips, and I'll be back with more tips, reviews, etc. very soon, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. Keep skating, and there'll be more uploads on my channel soon. Peace!